everybody. I hope you can hear me well and clear. A good afternoon to wherever you are. We are here in Austria. And yeah, from our MVNO Academy, we're given a bit of an excerpt of what we experience in today's life with dealing with several MVNOs. And I'm here together with Karl-Heinz Dorfmeister, who will lead us now a little bit through the agenda, and we will do this in the dual moderator mode. Karl.
Hello, also from my side. Welcome, and yeah, let's get started with the overview of what we're gonna hear in the next couple of minutes. The first slide. Okay, the first slide will show us, what new generation MVNOs do need. Yeah, the one thing and first question you can ask yourself is, what does AI bring to MVNOs? The second part is, what are the must-haves for new MVNOs entering the market, and what are the must-haves for those who want and wish to stay successful? How quickly should an MVNO be able to launch new services to not miss any opportunities in the market? And how does churn prevent look nowadays? Are there any new tricks and tips you can share? So regarding the AI in the perspective of MVNOs, customer care is usually a major differentiator between the different service providers, and AI can bring a cost opportunity you should use as an MVNO. Yeah, typically the costs of the contact center are in the first year 10 to 15% of your revenue. In the second year, it's already going down, but still pretty high with 4 to 6%. And from the first year ongoing, you will be in a range between 2 and 3% of your total revenue. 4 easy steps using a bot, for example, could reduce your contact rates by 25 to 30%. A light AI implementation could already reduce your costs and of contacts by 50 to 60%. And a deep AI integration on top of that will also reduce the level, second level effort, for example, the managed service costs beside.
Yeah, and here we're not just talking about heavy integration, yeah, where you can really bring your costs down. These 4 use cases, I will give you some examples. Many of the customers are calling for 5 to 6 major topics, and they are covering maybe something 70 to 80% of all questions related. So examples are shown as an example in Latin America by just stating on a chat or on an IVR inquiry that one of the most major topics is how many units do I have over until the end of my billing cycle. So giving this information in advance before any interaction with a real customer care agent is happening, and plus giving information about when the plan or the tariff will be renewed, or if there's an ongoing incident which will automatically be displayed on the chat, on the website, and also on the calls coming in. You can reduce already by up to 40 to 50%. And this is not even a bot, yeah, it's simply an proactive information. So these are little tricks which can help you bring it down. And as Karl was just saying, especially in the year 1 and 2, the percentage of cost is really high simply because you are growing a subscriber from 0. And with the volume, of course, it becomes less, but also the absolute numbers are going up. So now with the chance to use AI, integrating into second level, into ticket information systems, and to the actual topics, even more complex question can be answered, and the 50 to 60% is a very, very shallow estimate. So it will definitely help you to champion your subscribers with a much lower cost rate. So there's an example Carl will explain to you now.
Yeah, regarding this example, and we took a rather minor or smaller MVNO with an average number of subscribers of 20,000 in the first year, and an ARPU of €8, which would lead you to roughly 1.9 million in revenues in the first year. Yeah? The contact center, by using the 12%, would cost €230,000 in total. And lowering that by the 60%, what we've mentioned, would bring it below €100,000. Yeah, this saving, yeah, is best, of course, used to gather new customers, and at the acquisition cost of €40 per new customer, you can add roughly 3,500 additional subscribers. At the end, resulting in additional revenue of €165,000. Yeah, this is the way usually you can generate your future success, reducing the costs and investing it in the best in the new customers.
Yeah, so you're accelerating your growth for no costs. Yeah, and as everyone knows, whoever started an MVNO, cash flow in the first years is the crucial matter. And it definitely helps you to overcome that. So let's go to the next topic. What are the must-have for the MVNOs? And we picked up 7 items for aspiring MVNOs and also established MVNOs. There's many more, we know, but there's always an ABC. So this is an A class, we call it like that. And what they have to be clear prior to launch. Carl.
Okay, yeah, the first and most important thing is you have to know the entire market. Yeah, not only the share you are intending to go into, the entire market is important to know, especially then to compare yourself and select in which segment you want to act. Know your customers and the value proposition resulting in a competitive product. Yeah. So the more understanding you have about the entire market and customer, the more competitive your product will be. You select the suiting MNO which supports your requirements, and of course negotiate an attractive wholesale model. Which then will, of course, bring you over into the future and would help you to stay successful in the long time.
Yeah, and when we talk about the required level of integration, this also plays back to something which called the MVNO model. So there's light MVNOs, there's resellers, so forth and so on. So really it needs the need, it's more or less the butter on the bread on how you make a sandwich. On just reselling minutes, or maybe will not become a very suitable, profitable proposition in the market. But if you can combine it with your core business, and then you look onto the model of which suits your proposition best, that's a receipt which definitely has to go into the business case. Based upon that, when you have done that, yeah, and you know what model you're going to integrate into the mobile network operator, select an IT infrastructure model which suits you. It should be as light as possible, but it should always be as heavy as possible and deep, to give you the full independence so you can select the products yourself in the market and without any influence of the mobile network operator. This is one of the most important things I've ever experienced, and we launched now more than 50 MVNOs and second brands globally, and this has always come a kickback, giving the freedom so you can be master of your own destiny. You have to set up or utilize or partner with a point of sales to achieve maximum sales. Especially in the beginning, sales is about everything. You can have the best product if you're not selling and not monetizing. I'm not telling you anything new here. So it's rather better to use other channels as well, as long as they're not contradicting or competing to your core business. But if you can utilize this, it's an additional boost. You have to define your customer journey from onboarding to retention. It must be as easy and seamless as possible. It shouldn't be any additional step from a subscriber or a potential subscriber to push the subscribe button. Once you have done that, and there are other steps to do, follow up that later. But make sure that you're turning your lead into a real customer. And finally, you have to agree on an exit strategy from the beginning. You must know if you want to create value, if you want to agree on a continuous operations, what you're going to feed your other business, so that the whole mixture must be right. Is it important that you have lots of customers and then you plan to exit to maybe the hosting mobile network operator or any other strategic partner? Make sure you have enough cash flow and enough cash back so you can afford such. If you go for continuous operation, profitability is having always a major factor, but now it becomes double or triple. So be aware that you want to stop the business one day if you're not going for continuous operations till the end of years. But definitely this is normally not the case. So this was about the aspiring MVNOs. Of course, existing MVNOs are more or less having the same topics. However, we found some more to go through you.
Yeah, you have to have a plan B, yeah, for a seamless swap onto another host network operator. This is very important because you might, for whatever reason, yeah, not be happy with your current MVNO, which means that there should be definitely a plan B available.
Yeah, this goes back again to the beginning. Yeah. So you should already have this option from the aspiring MVNO. But however, there is options later on. Make sure that you have selected the right SIM manufacturer, that you have selected the right type of SIM. So this can be over-the-air provision. So you are not getting into a lock-in effect with the mobile network operator, because if you're starting to get too much share from his own mobile network customers, you may create a competition you were not thinking before. So success could become a fear in this case. And on the other hand, it's always good once you have volume that you have a power of negotiation and renegotiation of the wholesale rates. The second thing,
eSIM option should definitely be available. Of course, physical SIMs at the moment still play a major role, but eSIM will definitely be the future on that part of the technology.
Yeah, we see an average of about 20% of new subscription going with an eSIM. As this is for established MVNOs, they may have started with a physical SIM, but the eSIM will be a viable option, especially in the future, and 5G will again contribute to that.
Yeah, voice over LTE will take over as 3G will phase out globally. This is something you have to consider on the one side when negotiating with your MNO, but of course also when you select the platform for your services.
Yeah, IMS has become now the state-of-the-art platform when it comes to the core. Integration is not always provided by your MVNE. IMS should become part of delivery of the mobile network operator. And yeah, 3G phases out that this year it's going to vanish from the US market, and you can't leave out the US market, especially when your customers are roaming. If you don't have VoLTE support in your host network operator, you can't serve customers in the US anymore. You'll definitely have experience some churn. Which comes to the next one, be 5G enabled and ready. Even though I must admit that for the standard mobile subscriber, it will not change much, because you can have excellent download rates on 4G. You can see every video on every format on your screen. You rather need an eye upgrade than a network upgrade. But however, there is 5G standalone networks popping out everywhere, and it is the future, and more handsets are rather 5G than 4G enabled. So be ready. It's maybe just a marketing buzzword, but it will help you. And especially since you're now starting, you have to be ready and enabled in the future. A methodology to permanently monitor the SLAs. We come to this again now in the last topic of the day when we talk about churn. But when you go and negotiate a wholesale agreement with a mobile network operator, you will have an SLA. There will be wonderful items and terms being written in, but how you measure them and how you can prove that this is not violated, you will depend on the data given by a mobile network operator. So the proof is your contract partner yourself. So it's again a trust thing, and you can decide what it's worth it. But what we have pictured out is that the mobile network operator's quality, serving you and not discriminating you against his own subscribers, is a key successful partner, and nothing can be more important than that. So make sure you can monitor this and you don't rely on data from anyone else. We at the MVNO Academy have developed a methodology and the tools to have a really good insight, to know what's going on a permanent base, so you can always challenge your mobile network operator and make sure that the customers have a perfect experience. A process to measure efficiency and profitability. It's like the A in the amen, yeah. You need to have this anyway, but many times in the hooray of the first weeks and months, everything is about, I want to be with a very competitive product, with a low price. I go with some campaigns at the beginning. Make sure that you have profitability behind, and the efficiency is a cost factor. So both are playing together. Don't leave it out and forget about it. And again, like always, yeah, if you haven't had one from the beginning, make sure you have an exit strategy and you know what to do and where you want to bring your business to. Did we forget anything?
Nope.
We never forget anything. What time to launch new services? Carl, this is your topic.
Yeah, so it's very important for an MVNO that you stay ahead of your competition, and it's overall and during the entire journey. Yeah, not only at the beginning, during the entire journey of the operations. It's a major key factor of success. Yeah. So there are several different approaches you can go for, and they are usually differentiating in the time from having the idea until being able to introduce. For example, we took the example here, introducing a new plan. Yeah. If you are a reseller, yeah, in a retail minus model, the commercial responsibility lies with the MNO. The technical responsibility lies with the MNO together with the MNO, and the time to introduce a new plan is usually between a day and a week, rather going into the second part of a week. Yeah. If you decide to go on a reseller model with a wholesale plus, yeah, the commercial responsibility is shared between the MNO and the MVNO, same as the technical responsibility. The introduction here can be even longer. It's between a week and 4 weeks, yeah, which already can bring you far behind your competition. But of course, also depends how innovative you are with the plans and models you want to introduce.
Exactly, and here it comes into play. One thing is the wholesale billing, so your mobile network operator is ready to provide you with that, because the wholesale plus and the retail minus model, both the prices on a per subscriber and a per package is done by the mobile network operator, and then to bring it onto the screens and onto your web shop and into your stores. This depends on you. So there is dependence between the both, and there's always a dependence between the both, but it always depends on which level. So if you're a light MVNO, and here we are considering that you have the online charging and rating with you, you may not have the core elements like a GGSN or a PCF or a DPI with you, so there can still be different type of charging and rating. The commercial responsible, depending now on how you have created your wholesales. Is it a package? Is it a per SIM? Is it wholesales? So it's just aggregated data volume. It depends very much. So it can be either on the MVNO when it's just aggregated or volume or pre-selected packages. Then you can create your own samples. Then it will be only the MVNO. Otherwise, you have to negotiate with the mobile network operator as well. Especially when you're launching in the US, there is a heavy dependency on the MNOs if you haven't done it right from the beginning. And I can tell you 99% haven't done it right. On the technical responsible, now it's you have to do this on yours, on your charging rating billing, and depends on which MVNO you have selected. This can take maybe an hour, or it can take a week. It shouldn't take longer than a week. On a full MVNO, everything is on you. Very easy. You're a master of your own destiny. You are creating your own models. You're doing the prediction of usage. And if you have done it right, you do it within hours. If you haven't done it right, you do it within weeks and days. But then you maybe should change your model. Churn prediction. Yeah, churn prediction in the good old days was based on top-up. If somebody didn't top up for X days, he was going into a churn category. Then he was thought to be churned. Later, it was more on the usage because the top-up was quite irregular. It's not like that anymore. Churn typically is happening when there is a better option on the market for a subscriber. He has no binding to his current subscriber, to his current service provider. And especially if you don't have combined it as an MVNO with one of your core values. So the permanent market monitoring is key. I'm definitely not saying here that you have to look onto the market and always make sure that you're the cheapest one. This is what I will never recommend to anyone. But look at the packages, look at the small brands, look on who the others are offering to, what is the audience, and especially if there's mobile number portability in your country, then look at these. You will see where customers are going, you will see where they're leaving to. You can do a customer review. It contributes to retention. Ask them if any customer contact was fine, or if it wasn't, then do it proactively. You can do this in the chat, or you can do this in an IVR afterwards, or simply have your agents asking it. If you have call center inbound contacts, typically they're calling you because of a problem. Many times this is the case. If you can solve their problems, you give them a happy moment. Use this happy moment. Look into it. Maybe have a better option for them. Maybe have a better plan for them, which also works for you, and turn it into an upsales. This is working really well. It is on a proactive base. You typically have conversion rates between 3 and 4%. If you do it on an inbound, you can bring it up to 5 to 6%. So you're changing a problem to a sales. It can't be any better. Again, artificial intelligence. Use this one with a survey after each interaction. You can do this now with many more attributes than just with a rate me with a 1 to 5 stars. You can do this because maybe he has already called 3 times, or he has on a 360, you see he has contacted twice and he has been on the website. And maybe you also look into DPI and you see that he has been looking at competitor side. Use all this information, use it with AI, and have a personalized offer for him. Communicate with the customer in his preferred channel. SMS has always been the channel of choice. We believe it's not anymore. We also don't believe that it should be always going through the app. You can find out which channel your customer is communicating with his friends, if he's using WhatsApp, for an example, or if he's using Facebook chat. You know that, yeah? So why not communicating with your customer on his personalized channel? If it's WhatsApp, contact him on WhatsApp. If it's on Facebook, use Facebook. If it is an SMS addict, you can use this one. You don't need to fix your communication on only one or two channels. Use what the customer is using, and there's a higher chance that it will be right. You can work on long-term contracts, give him yearly plans with a 10 or 20% reduction on the price, or give him an extra month. But if you can bind someone on a discounted long-term plan, it's very likely that they're not going to break up, especially when the general terms and conditions are done right. And as I previously mentioned, the DPI-based analytics, it helps to recognize what are the activities he's doing. Certainly, it depends on the customer consent, if he's given you the right, and on the country regulations. It'll be very hard in Europe without any consent. It'll be semi-hard in others. And this is a very, very regional decision which you have to do. But the instruments are there. And again, monitor your network quality. If you are giving the cheapest offer in the market, the customer is going to stream to you. Many of them. But if the network quality is not right, the customer is going to churn. And they're going to churn very likely to the best network in your country, in your market. And it doesn't matter what price is behind. We have tons of analyses and examples showing that the cheapest offer is very attractive. You're going to have a lot of sales. But if there is a network quality where your customers are suffering, they will go to the highest priced market. That's very for sure. Again, we have created and developed the procedures and the tools together with partners that this can be measured on a reproducible and a scientist-based way how to do this, and it gonna hold also as an evidence when it comes to maybe any suing or legal conflict with a mobile network operator. But make sure that your customers are not discriminated. If they are, you need to have the tools to interact with it and to do something against it. I think that's it for today. We're gonna soon be available now for the quality and answers. Happy to answer whatever you have. We just want to give you a little bit of overview about the MVNO orientation course. It's a new tailor-made courses for MVNOs. It simply comes out of our day-to-day advisory business, where we are being asked many times, hey, I need this or that or this and that, and many of things are overseen, especially at the beginning. And we help to tackle all the different fields, partners, SLAs, processes, whatever is needed to make it aware, to show what has to be done, what are the traps where you can gain profitability. I mean, giving you just an example, if we just help you by lowering the wholesale cost by 1%, this is going to be a major thing for your whole profitability and business. So where we do this, we do have residential courses. The next one will be held in Bangkok. It's our Asia course from September 18th, and it will be from Monday noon until Friday noon. So we'll be in 4 days with you. We'll have 4 evenings with us. We are hosting you. We are providing all the food and all the amenities. So we make sure that you also have a lot of private time with us, so you can ask us questions which just matters your business. After that, we go back to Mallorca on October 9th. And on October 25th to 27th, we will have a 2.5-day special edition together with MVNO Nation. And we're giving a compact program, nothing missing out, but it will be a bit more condensed, and we will give a great discount for MVNO Nation participants on this event by 62%. So happy if you have any questions, we're going to answer this. For all our other friends out of Latin America and the United States, we will be in Bogota as well on November 6th and November 10th. So nowadays travel has definitely decreased. So we are coming to you. Eva, may I go back to you now?
Thank you very, very much, Peter and Carl. A really good overview. And thank you for introducing the MVNO Academy to our attendees today. What we're going to do now is we're going to run a quick poll to give our attendees an opportunity to inquire about the Academy. If you would like to hear more, please select I'm interested, and we will follow up with you after the event with more information about the Academy's offering, upcoming courses, and anything that is of interest. Thank you for that. And let's have a look. We have a couple of questions I can see that popped up in our Q&A box for Peter and Carl. The first question, what are the costs of an AI-empowered care center? Aren't these costs expensive?
Yeah, it depends on how deeply you want to integrate it. It's more the learning of the AI and giving all the data to the AI tool, which are the costly things. So this is typically in a setup. There's a lot of chat clients who are already AI enabled and already integrated from the very beginning. Going with maybe a two-phased approach, I wouldn't count it high. I would say the cost you can save in the first 3 to 4 months of operations, you already have the costs back in of an at least light AI integration. At least in the chat. We are not talking about millions here. We are talking about a couple of thousand.
Understood. Thank you. Another question, could you please share an example use case with AI implementation, not only how much percentage and euros it will save?
Yeah, this we have just mentioned before, yeah, that we can have savings 50 to 60%. We have worked with quite a well-known MVNO in Central America, and the costs were reduced by 60%. And the customer base was about 2 million. So you can imagine if you are able to reduce your customer care stuff from 300 to about 130. And this was happening. I can't give you the name, unfortunately, because it's under an NDA, but with a little bit of imagination, you can guess well.
Thank you. I've got a question about different regions. How much exposure do you have to startup MVNOs based in Africa, South Africa to be precise, and what do you think of the market?
Well, South Africa is the role model of MVNOs on the sub-Saharan continent, yeah. So I believe there's something between 20 and 30 MVNOs already in the Republic of South Africa, and not all of them are doing well. There's never 30 MVNOs who all are doing well, but especially since there is a lot of personalized way on how to interact and sell to your customers. And well, I won't copy and buzzer because this has been working well in a very limited region, but in Kenya it was extremely successful. But if you go to South Africa and you have a right recipe, and again, it's always the same, combine it with your core values and with your core business you already have. And this can also work very regional in South Africa. Use e-wallets in South Africa. I've seen working them. I've myself worked on several projects in South Africa. And if it's done right and it's done with proximity to your customers, it's going to work. I think it's a good market. And also the other markets are coming up, like Nigeria has just changed legislation.
Yes, that's true. Regulations have changed in Nigeria recently, so it's a new space for MVNOs right now. We have another very small question. Do you have any exposure to MVNOs in Brazil? What are your experiences and growth perspectives for Brazilian market?
I've witnessed one MVNO launching in Brazil, which is Tatora. It was working well. It definitely chose the wrong setup in the beginning. It's just another mobile network operator with just a very small subscriber base. But finally, it did work. I think it was early. It's again, find a mobile network operator who is supporting you with the right wholesales. And the Brazilian market is very, very hard to set up because of all these many provinces and states you have there. I would say to go on a regional market you want to cover, and regional is, well, I'm from Austria, you know, we would fit there just as a state, so it's a whole country. So this will not be that hard to set up. If you want to have a nationwide service, you will need a good support from a mobile network operator. And I'm not sure if the wholesales discount will give you the space to cover that.
The next question is, a new MVNO, should you go for the cloud solution straight away, or are they not suitable for some companies?
I've been asked this question so many times. It depends which MVNO. If you are a reseller, or if you are a very lightweight MVNO with no OSS components like online charging and rating, I would say the cloud is a very, very, very fine tool to go to and keep investments low. If you are having an integration into the core of a mobile network operator like online charging and rating, for me it's a matter of the SLA. You need to look at, you may find an uptime quite well, but it will be expensive in the cloud. But you also need to have the leased lines and the connectivity to the core of the mobile network operator. So it's tricky to do that, yeah, because a cloud can be anywhere, but the leased lines are not. So the IT behind still is tricky. I'm a big fan of cloud, but it should be used wisely. So I cannot give you a general answer, yes or no. If you're on a reseller model and you just have the BSS, it's a straight yes. Otherwise, think twice.
We have lots of questions. We have another 6 here at the moment. So I think we're going to take one more question, and then Peter and Carl can reply directly to our attendees in the Q&A box. Just to say to everyone, we're also planning another virtual forum with MVNO Academy. So we're going to have another dedicated session to MVNO Academy later in June. So we'll have more time for questions during that session. Let's progress to the last question then. Do you see more interest from broadband and cable operators becoming an MVNO or partnering with MVNOs?
Yeah, definitely. There's quite a boom now in the United States. There's more than 300 cable operators, and there's a huge interest rate to bundle their services. Especially with 5G, it's becoming a competition to cable operators, and they need to bring the mobile channel onto the market as well. So it's a clear yes.
Thank you very much to both of you for your time today, and I look forward to connecting again in June. Peter and Carl will answer the rest of the questions through chat. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. I'm going to answer the other ones now in the chat.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.